Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. How have you been doing lately?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I've been doing great, Eddie.
Eddie.
What are you working on?
So like this is for my business communication class,
Okay.
and she mentioned that we have to make this LinkedIn
Oh, jeez. Okay.
profile. So this is what I did.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, and then so first I need to go to this website,
Okay.
which is this one, and I need to look at this one, and also other things if I want to look at,
Okay.
and then create my own, and I did, and then these are that I made
Mhm.
these out of all these,
Are you supposed to have them all?
at least 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you went. You have 7.
Yes. Yeah, and then I joined 2 groups.
Okay. You already did that.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So this is what I did, what I
Mhm.
what I have what I
Oh,
have
the
to
500 word summary.
do. So
Okay.
I wrote, and the first one is reaction to about this. So like I read this and video,
Okay. Oh, I see. So,
yeah, and I just like,
Please.
these are the content that.
all right.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is what I wrote.
You didn't show me this part.
What?
You didn't show me this part.
Yeah. This is just like I need to put URL.
Oh, okay.
URL, and she's gonna grade.
Okay. I see. All right.
So these are what I should have as content.
Matsumoto.
Right.
Wait, what? What is BSAB?
Business administration.
Professor Horn? October. Okay. Are you supposed to have MLA?
She doesn't really care.
Okay.
Yeah, we just need at least 500 word summary,
Okay.
and this is 540.
You're just going above and beyond. You have 7 instead of 5 and 540 instead of 500. Okay.
Does it matter?
No, it's good. I think, unless she wanted you to have exactly 500, which would be kind of. Okay.
So, first, on the website, LinkedIn for students, I read 2 sections. I read 2 sections, profile checklist, college student, this is just
Uh-huh.
title, and then
Yeah.
LinkedIn for students.
Okay.
5, this is also title of the video.
That looks good.
Overall visuals and simple explanations of the profile checklist help me to picture about what I need to write through making my profile on LinkedIn.
Perfect. Very good.
However, I was confused that explanation of headline because people's headlines that I have read before are different than what the profile checklist indicates. Therefore, I decided to watch a video about top 5 profile to-dos to make sure to understand what headline more clearly. In fact, the video provided me a clear idea about headlines, so I was comfortable to start making my profile.
Mm-hmm. That's actually really good, Ari, because your paragraph flows from you start with your topic idea and then you move into kind of like a pre-summary, like more of an explanation about what you're going to say in the whole paper, and then you go into a reaction to what you read. Perfect. And then a solution to your problem. I mean, unless you had a problem with that, I don't have one.
How about grammar, like more clearly? Do you say
To make sure to understand about headline,
more clearly?
that's fine. In fact, the video provided me, a clear idea about Well, probably because you're describing a single headline, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You'd want to have a descriptor here, so you'd want to say like the headline you're describing, or so you'd want to introduce, because what you're saying right here is make sure to understand about headline more clearly. So you'd probably want to have something like about the headline or my headline or something like that. That's really the only grammar issue that is very
The
clear.
headline more clear. In fact, the video provided me a clear idea about headline.
Yeah, the
The headline. So I was comfortable to start making my profile.
you like it? Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So next one.
Is an explanation of what elements you found easy to complete and which ones you found to be more difficult.
Yeah.
So it's more of your like reaction basically. Okay. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
Okay.
I can? Okay. Thank you.
Through making my profile, it was easy for me to provide information about experience, organization, education, volunteer experience, skills, hours, accomplishment. The reason why they were easy to write was I already have had experience about writing the information when I made resume. This is going to be long to explain.
The reason why they were easy to write was
It's just like the content is the same as resume. The content of resume. Resume.
What?
Resume. Resume.
yeah, resume.
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 Yeah.
The reason why they were easy to write was that
So do you think it's too long and
I already have had experience about writing
yeah.
the information. Just let me read it. The reason why they were easy to write was that I already have had experience about writing the information when I made my resume.
about the information is which
I mean, it is kind of like, wait, can you tell me what you were trying to say in that sentence? Just describe it.
so like easy.
Briefly.
Easy. Easy. Like actually all of them are easy except
I hope we're
photo.
recording. Do you think we are? I
Yeah,
just thought-
7:40, 7 minutes and 40. Yeah, so like basically, except photo and headline. I mean, except photo, all of them were easy
Oh,
because yeah, see, there's like it was easy for me to provide information about it.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's like
By organization, do you mean organizations you've been involved in, or
Yeah.
do you mean? Oh.
campus. Yeah, so like
So.
I was involved in International Student Association.
Okay, so maybe you should clarify that here, because organization could just mean like how you organize your planner. You know what I mean? Or how you organize your daily life. So I would probably say something like to provide information about experience, organization involvement, education, volunteer experience, skills, awards, and accomplishments. Good Oxford comma there though. When you put it before the and, it's called an Oxford comma. It's
Oxford.
very good. I hate it when people leave it out. Because if you left it out, then you would be saying that your awards and accomplishments are the same thing. Which is,
Yeah,
so good job.
thank you.
Organization involvement.
Organization involvement.
C.
Organization involvement. Involvement. Education, volunteer experience, skills, hours, and accomplishments.
The reason why these
These
were easy to write
these were
was
easy.
that I already have had
Or had,
we.
but I have had an experience.
Yeah, but
Like I don't know the difference.
well,
like, I
but you're
had it.
referring to experience you've had in the past. So I mean, have had is a little bit unnecessary when you could just say the experience had in the past.
Okay.
The ex- I already had experience.
And then I don't need to
I already had experience.
unexperienced because experience cannot count.
How would you unexperience something?
No. I mean unexperienced. AN before
Oh,
experience.
no.
I don't need it.
Yeah,
Do
because
I don't need
no, because that would just be one experience. Well, you can say experiences, like in plural, but experience by itself, just experience without an S, that can also mean plural experiences, but in like
yeah.
a singular
phone.
field. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I already had experience about
The
writing.
reason why these were easy to write was that I already had experience about writing the information when I made my resume.
Or like, is this to indirectly telling? Like, I feel this is what I wrote. This is the sentence I wrote. But I feel like there's more like clear sentence that I want to tell my thought.
Well, there's no such thing as a perfect sentence.
Right.
Writing is the pursuit of perfection, but it is never achieved. Not even. Have you ever read The Great Gatsby? Oh my gosh. What's your favorite book?
Japanese. Here, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Not even those are perfect though. Wait, what's your favorite Harry Potter book?
The first one.
The Goblet
Because-
of Fire is the best.
I see. I haven't read in English.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you should read them in English though. Do you read often in English?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell because I mean your writing flows really well in English for an ESL student. I'm just kidding. It flows well for. Honestly, it flows as well as a native speaker. Really, I told you you were smart.
Really?
I told you.
No.
Yes, you are. I told you you were. Wait, so if you think I'm
I
smart,
think you're smart.
if you think I'm smart, but then you don't believe me when I say you're smart, that negates the compliment you gave me. Because I must not be smart enough to determine that you're smart.
No,
If you
hey,
think-
no. Because I think myself is not smart.
You're just humble.
No. No.
Okay.
Because like I feel I see the so much difference than between you and me. And then I was like so amazed when really I was so and impressed when I heard how you talk to people.
Oh, jeez, Harry, I'm gonna blush.
No, really. Yeah, and then that's like I was so excited to ask about like IQ. You said like you took free IQ testing, and then you got high score, and I was yeah, I knew that because like there's like what I thought.
You're so sweet.
But hey, but believe I just don't say these things to make you feel happy. I don't.
Oh, no, you wouldn't care about whether or not I feel happy, would you?
Yeah, I don't care. I just want to say what I felt. Because if I die tomorrow, then I couldn't say.
Oh, that is so sweet. Well, if I die tomorrow, I'd like you to know that I think your writing flows as well as a native English speaker. I also would like you to know that your vocabulary is actually quite extensive as well. Like, let's see, moreover,
Yeah.
that's a good transition. And
But like the words I use are like so basic.
not really.
That's why I started reading, and still I have so much word I don't know.
Well, I have a lot of words I don't know. Well,
But-
Japanese. Hi.
Hi.
Konnichiwa.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Muy bien. I don't know.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Oui.
Muy.
Oui.
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 Hey.
No, I'm not a Spanish speaker, but reason why these were easy to write. We need to do this, or stop distracting me. Well, although I was the one that distracted you. the
Reason why these were easy
to write.
was that I already had
Oh, you were saying that you felt like this sentence could be more succinct.
succinct.
Yes,
Mhm.
more.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, how would you make it more succinct right now? If you had to, if I said, Ari, to save your life, you have to make the sentence more succinct. How would you do it?
The reason why these were easy to write was
Oh, okay, no.
I wrote the same things as I wrote in resume.
Okay, well,
Like I feel
so, yeah, that, since your point is right here, that the reason why they were easy was that you had already written them when you made your resume. That's your point. So do you think this first part, the reason why these were easy to write, is that what's making it less succinct, do you think? Like this, the reason why these were easy to write,
no the after
that's your problem?
that after that this sentence like the reason why these were easy to write was like I could say like because I had experience like I put the same information on my resume, so it was easy because I
Okay,
don't need
yeah,
to
I
think
see what you mean. So what you could say is, because what you're trying to say is because you had experience before with your resume, this experience made
easier LinkedIn.
more simple.
Yeah.
So do you know of a word? Let's see, let me see. This will be a vocabulary test. Do you know of a word that means before? It's an adjective.
Before.
Yeah.
Before the
It
same
means-
meaning before.
yeah. And it starts with a P.
Yeah, I know.
And it had-
prior.
See, I told you. So what you could say is, what could you say? Is,
The reason why, so like I shouldn't start.
well, you could start with a phrase. You could say, or I guess a clause. Because I had prior experience with resume writing, composing my LinkedIn profile was more simplistic. For moi.
I already had more experience.
Well, but what I think you should, this part is I think this phrase right here is what's slowing you down.
The
So-
reason.
Yeah, so what you could do is start the sentence with, because I had prior experience.
I had it.
Perfect.
Before I had prior experience with my resume.
Isn't that what you did? With resume writing?
With
Hi.
my resume.
It's scary outside, look at that. It almost looks like you should see zombies or something.
No, it should be darker. The outside should be darker.
It will be. Okay.
Because I had prior experience with my resume writing.
Mm.
That Can I say that?
Could you? Could you? Can you?
Yes. Or writing, providing this information. No, because I had prior experience with my resume writing.
Mm-hmm.
That made me simplistic.
That made what simplistic?
That made building. That made
That made creating. Isn't that what you're doing? A LinkedIn profile?
creating.
Creating a LinkedIn profile.
Creating in LinkedIn profile. Creating LinkedIn profile.
Creating a LinkedIn profile. More simplistic.
Because I had prior experience with my resume writing.
Maybe.
Writing making, creating,
See.
creating, creating a linked profile was simplistic.
And you can just get rid of that full sentence after that. Yeah. Because I have prior experience with resume writing. Creating a LinkedIn profile was simplistic for me. The one thing that was hard for me was to upload a professional picture of myself. The last time I took, because you don't need to say when I took because you're already inferring when you say the last time. Do you know what inferring means?
No, I don't know. But that means that means like saying the kind of same thing or like repeatedly.
Inferring means that you're saying something without saying it. that you're saying something without actually using simple, without saying it straight out. So do you know what insinuating means? That means exactly the same thing as inferring. I'm just kidding. It just means that without saying something, you're making it clear to your reader. So you're hinting a little bit?
I thought this helps reader.
But you don't need to lay it all out for your reader, do you? Because the last time I took a professional picture of myself was 3 years ago. It makes sense, and it flows more smoothly than smoothly. No. Smoothly.
I need to improve my pronunciation.
When I can say Eddie, you can say smoothly. No, smoothly. We'll have to work on this when we're not recording. So I realized that the last time I took a professional picture of myself was 3 years ago. So I realized that I need to prepare it. Oh, do you see what you did here?
Tense.
Perfect. Well, your tenses don't agree, do they? Realized and need. Because realized is what kind of tense?
Realized. Past.
And need is
Present.
perfect.
No. I have a question.
I thought we were high-fiving. bad that was caught up. It's okay. What was your question? First high five and then question. Look at the elbow. Because apparently if you look at someone's elbow when you high five them, it will help. Never mind. Okay, what was your question?
Because like sometimes you say, oh, she said I am, like, she said I am girl. Like, the sentence is kind of weird, but like still, that's what it goes.
Well, that's fine because if you, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So I realized that I need fiction. If I say I need it,
Well, do
then
you still need to prepare it?
yes.
Oh.
I don't still have it. I still don't have it.
I thought, okay. Generally, that's to be avoided. But in this case, because you still, at the time of writing, have not prepared your professional picture, I think it's probably okay. So I realized that I need to prepare it. Moreover, I was struggled. Can you be struggled?
I was struggling. No, not moreover.
No, moreover is fine.
Moreover,
I was
struggling, confused. I was struggle.
No, you can't be struggled because struggled is not an adjective, but struggling is a verb, and that would work. Moreover,
But confused is,
unless
I'm confused, right?
you're
What
confused
is
right
confused? Confused is a word?
now. Confused is an adjective or a verb because you can say I confused someone like I'm doing right now to you, and that would be a verb. But confused, as in I was confused, that's a adjective.
Oh, that's why. So, but struggle, I should say I was struggling.
With the length of content for each category, I wondered how long the explanation should be. In addition, it was not easy for me to find connections with people. Oh,
Suddenly I
okay.
changed. That's weird.
In addition, it was not easy for me to find connections with people. For me to... Okay, that's fine. I found some of my friends on LinkedIn, but sending requests to people is not an easy task to do for me. Why not?
Because I'm not really close.
Oh, because you feel like you're imposing?
Imposing.
What does that mean?
Hesitate. I don't hesitate.
Imposing means that you like put yourself into a place where you're maybe not welcome. So like if you send someone a friend request or whatever and you feel like you don't really know them, that might be imposing because you're pushing yourself out there when you're not sure if you'll be welcome. So is that how you felt? Like you were imposing on someone?
I usually wait.
Oh, you usually wait.
Yeah, like whenever like Facebook requests,
Oh.
even though I'm friends with them and I find the
You make people ask you.
yeah, because I don't like
Yeah.
because I'm afraid of being said no.
You're afraid of rejection?
Yeah.
That's a very typical problem for people.
For Asian.
For what?
For Asian.
No, for people is what I said.
Really? But like I feel Americans are like more.
Oh, Americans are.
Depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
How about you?
I let people ask me. Not like I'm scared, but just like they should come to me. It's always good to if you make people ask you, you're exercising power in the relationship because you're making them come to you sometimes or sometimes not. I'm not a relationship counselor, but I see what you mean. I think maybe you should describe that a little bit to clarify what you're saying.
So I just should say I'm afraid of being rejected. But it's
That
just
seems
too
kind of personal.
straightforward. I'm just like generally I'm not comfortable with
Okay.
asking anything. That's like I just don't. In general, like
Okay.
everything, like even though I want to go out to eat with my friends, but I don't let it mention unless I'm
I
really
see what
really
you
close.
mean. Because you just say something like, generally, I,
Introvert.
yeah, sure. Generally, or you could say, since I am an introvert, generally, I wait for others to make the first move, or something like that. Hi.
Hi. I met some of my friends on link, but sending it to the people is not an easy task to do.
No. I would just start a new sentence. Do you know why I would do that?
Because it'd be too long.
Yeah, because you already completed your thought, didn't you? Okay. So I would just start a new sentence.
I wait.
Yeah.
I wait for people.
I wait for others to make
Others
the first
making
move.
action.
To making action.
Like action.
Oh, to act first.
Others to
Hi. A two group. Oh, did we do this okay? No explanation.
yes we do.
Yes.
In summary of a group you found two groups that I found to be beneficial to join Forward leadership and English language skills. Leadership is a community for people who want to improve their leaderships in business field. The groups of English language skill is a community providing information related to English for people who want to practice and improve their English skills.
It's a lot. I think one is too many, but it's exceeded what, like,
Okay, this is good. Up to here, and then is English language skills. Is it just one group?
The group is the groups.
Do you need a plural there?
No, the group of
The group of English language skills is a community provide. Well, because you're describing a community, you probably want to say then go into like an adjective phrase. So you probably want to say is a community that provides
That
instead of
provides.
provide. Yeah. Because providing,
nowadays I see
yeah.
that provides any
That provides any information related to English for people who want to practice and improve their English skills. Do you like it?
field.
Do you? You already said yes. Yes.
Why
Because I told you there's no such thing as a perfect piece of writing. I just, like my own writing, I am.
you wouldn't say like this.
No, I was gonna say that I don't think I'm never thrilled by my own writing. So a nod is pretty good from me. You see what I mean? I don't really see what I mean.
Maybe.
Migraines. Yeah.
Next.
We skipped. Oh, one of it. Okay. It's okay if I check this.
Yes.
Because I am. So.
And then also like this one, I already like I just have two friends.
Oh.
and then I already talk about here about my worries about friend request. So I didn't write about this summary because I mentioned about like requesting,
Oh.
and
Well,
I didn't have any friends. I mean,
I think it's okay, yeah, because what it sounds like is that she, is it a
yeah.
she? She just wants you to cover,
yeah,
these are just the points she wants you to cover, not necessarily in that order or in paragraph form. So I think you're fine.
yeah. So I found an article.
Okay. A brief explanation of an interesting article on your newsfeed. Read away.
One of the interesting articles that I found on my newsfeed is "Put the Love Back in Leadership" by
Put the love back in leadership.
"The Love Back in Leadership."
Why is it all in capitals?
That was the title, so I thought I should.
Okay. It's probably okay.
By Jim Retto.
Sure. Ratto.
The article is about a leadership model that puts love at the center. He provides several things that are necessary for leaders to know when they lead with their hearts and humanities. Lead people with their hearts and humanities. Lead employees or lead his workers.
He provides several things that are necessary for leaders to know when they lead with their hearts and humanities.
Lead with his right?
Lead.
People with his heart, right?
Lead.
His employees.
Perfect. You should put employees, yeah.
Lead his.
When
He provides.
well,
oh,
you
yeah.
here you say for leaders. So
Right.
what you could say is when they
There.
lead.
There. Lead their employees with their hearts and humanities.
Humanities.
And humble. I don't need.
I mean,
No,
humanities.
being human. Being.
I see what you mean with their hearts, and probably a better way to put that, because humanities, you know, that often refers to a field of fields of studies, fields of study. So I would probably say something instead like what if you put it in a different sort of way? Like, what if you said senses of humanity? Senses of humanity.
Senses.
Yeah.
Senses of humanity.
Yes, because don't look at me like because humanity is the sense you're trying to get at, the human connection between a leader and his employees. And so humanities, even though it means the same thing in a sense, is more often used in English to describe fields of study. So it'd be more clear to your reader if you said
Senses.
with their hearts and senses of humanity.
Senses. Why plural? Plural.
How do you know
Why
which face?
senses?
Oh, because you're talking about different leaders. Because here you said hearts,
Oh, right.
and so
right.
you would say hearts and senses because you're speaking of many different people. Hi.
Senses of humanity.
Oh, so if it's going away,
Senses
No,
of
about-
humanity.
Humanity.
Yes.
so you
Because
go like this.
there is only one human being. I mean,
Because we are all connected in the circle of life. And that is the sense of humanity which you are attempting to invoke. Eddie.
invoke. Invoke means same as indicate. Invoke.
It mean if I'm invoking something, it's I'm bringing the sense. Okay, so like what you're trying to do is invoke the sense of humanity that you're describing between a leader and his employees. So when you invoke something, you're bringing it into being by saying something else. So by saying that they lead their employees with their hearts and senses of humanity, with their hearts, you're invoking their sense of humanity. the human connection that I talked about before. Yeah, I don't. Okay. So if I'm trying to invoke something, I would say something else, but I would try to make it clear that I'm speaking of the thing which I am attempting to invoke. Do you understand?
Invoke.
Invoke.
Like stick in?
No. In. Can I write on this?
Yes, please.
In. Oh, just ignore me. Invoke. It means bring about. Sort of.
I see.
You have added to your vocabulary invoke and what was the other word we talked about?
Indicate.
And insinuate and infer. So many. Indicate here. Insinuate. Insinuate's my favorite. And infer. Look. In. Oh, jeez.
Oh, insinuate.
Insinuate.
Insinuate. Oh.
Have you seen that before?
No. Simulate.
Insinuate.
Simulate. Simulate. Like, more like emotionally affected. Simulate? No.
Oh, simulate is what
no,
you
simulate.
Insinuate is not a word.
Stimulate.
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 Stimulation.
Stimulation. That just means that
Like I am influenced, really.
yes, you are. Something is being influenced by something in a strong manner. It is being stimulated. I'll write that down.
I thought that was
No, that's different. All right. Okay.
humanity. And these are like kind of like in the article he listed.
Ooh, okay. One thing, because you're describing several things, and then here, what you list is know about individuals, take employees' inputs and act on it, be open with workers. These are verbs.
Knowing.
Yes, but see, things would imply nouns, but you use verbs.
Right.
So you could either change all those into nouns, or everything after the colon you could change into nouns, or you could change your phrasing here.
He
he-
provides several attitudes. Because like knowing and fighting is
Oh,
attitude.
wait, let me see. Well, if you wanted to imply a sense of action here and then keep all of these verbs, you could say he provides several things that are necessary for leaders to know that they must do, or to do, to know that they must do. You see what I mean? To know that they must do when they lead their employees with their hearts and senses. That's kind of confusing. He provides several actions. You could say he mentions several actions, or something like that. Just look. You lost it. Wait, you should undo that. You can see you lost all those.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why it's wheel. Just keep on. There, did you see?
Humanity.
Yeah, he mentioned several actions. That's what you meant, I think.
He mentioned several actions. Necessary for leaders to know when they lead their employees with their hearts and senses of humanity.
that are necessary for leaders to. What's another word you could use that would imply a sense of action? Say, like, to enact. That are necessary for leaders to enact. Like,
So just to act, to enact.
which means to put into action.
To enact,
Like here, yes.
put into action.
When they lead their employees with their hearts and senses of humanity. Know about.
Knowing about
You mentioned several actions I missed.
understanding of individual, understanding individuals.
You know what would make it better probably is if, because you have a full thought here, is, well, what would happen if you just finished your sentence and then said something like, these include knowing about, and then changed all your tenses.
Those are the ones that are ones where it's just in the bottom.
And then you could say no, and then change all your tenses, you know.
Knowing about individuals.
Taking employees' inputs and acting on them. Because inputs is plural. Being open with workers. Fighting for them. Stepping up. Being equal with everybody. And honoring their services.
The services.
As you mentioned, I agree that it is necessary to have thoughtful,
Mind. Thoughtful.
to, what you're saying is to pay attention. It's necessary to.
And also thoughtful, like competitor.
What?
Competitor.
So side two.
Compassion.
So one of them
Compassion.
Oh,
Like think deeply and carefully. The word.
Here.
Compete. No.
competition?
No. Compatulate.
Compatulate? What?
Like think about others. Think about things carefully. The word. For the word.
We'd have the method from.
You're competitive like that. Competitively. Compatibility.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Competitive.
Compatulative?
Comparative. Oh, it's hard.
Compostulate?
Compatible. Oh my.
That's not a word.
Compatible. Compatible.
Computate.
You are a computer. It's hard. Start with C and CO. And think carefully. The meaning is think about things carefully. And deep thinker. Competitivity. That is like, that is what I meant. Like thoughtful mind is like think about others and then do action.
To
Like have ethics. That's what I like ethics. And don't discriminate. Like and then face to people with your warm heart.
I think what you mean is think compassionately.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's not what you mean, but I don't know what word you're talking about.
We have only 2 minutes.
That's okay.
So should I?
I would say I agree that it is necessary to think with compassion of other people. with compassion of, and then get rid of have.
Other people to be a good leader.
I agree that it's
I
necessary
just don't need
to think with compassion of other people. To think with compassion of other
people.
to be a good and effective leader. Retu informs. When you're writing about pieces of literature, you always write about them in the present tense. Yeah, because they're living works. Retu informs us, informs his readers,
Yeah.
because that's what.
A leadership model at least.
Well, can you inform? I mean, you can inform someone, but in this case, you would say informs us of, because that's of a leadership model that leads from the front, hurts people's minds. Oh, like a negative one?
Yeah.
It prevents them from shining. A company is composed of many individuals, and many different people work together to accomplish its objectives. That's very good. Even if a leader is the smartest and knows everything that employees have to do to achieve the goals, the work would not be successful without good teamwork. Without good teamwork. Since everyone works with people, having thoughtful... there we go again. Having a thoughtful...
Considerable.
That's not a word.
Considerable.
Oh, consideration.
Considerate. Caring.
Considering other people. Well, you can't say considerate. What you mean is having consideration for other people's best interests. Is what you're trying to say. Get that off. What is that? Even if a leader is smartest and knows everything that employees have to do to achieve the goals, the work would not be successful. Since everyone works with people, considering others.
Or, yeah, they like respecting and...
Then just put respecting. That's what
But
you
I
mean.
put respectfulness, honorableness, and kindness are important for not only leaders but also for employees.
We'll have to fix that when we get to it.
Okay.
Since everyone works with people, respecting others. Since everyone works with people, respecting others and interacting.
With people.
Since everyone works with people, having.
Oh, just like since everyone works with people, interacting with them with just like get rid of these. Because thoughtful mindset is
Yeah, because you're kind of already saying that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Since everyone works with people, interacting with. Now, instead of respectfulness, you could say just respect, because that's a noun, and that's what you're trying to say. Respectfulness is a very long way to say it. Since everyone works with people, interacting with them with respect, honor, and kindness are important for not only leaders but also for employees. Good. That is what came to mind. That is what came to mind after I read this article. I enjoyed learning about concepts of good leadership. Concepts of good
a
leadership.
concept. Oh. Concept of
Because you
good
learned multiple
leadership.
concepts, didn't you? Of good leadership. Of good leadership. Yeah. Hey.
Sinkamin.
What?
Sinkamin.
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 Okay.
In Vietnamese.
Do you even speak Vietnamese?
And just this word.
You're just confusing me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Wait, we'll have to see if we can save this.